Well, good morning, half-assed travelers.
Good morning.
Rose is still not awake yet. You hear the yawn. We're coming to you now from Petit Jean State Park in Arkansas. And if you saw the last episode, you know that we did some hiking trails here. And it's a beautiful state park in kind of central northwestern Arkansas. But this morning we're up bright and early because we have to continue our trip west. We're going to be heading into Oklahoma, where the winds are. I don't know the words. Do you know them at all? All right, well, you get the idea. That's where we're heading now. We're going to be staying just an overnight. Once we get to Oklahoma, we'll show you that campground. And yeah, it's just a travel day. We're just trying to get out west to New Mexico, Colorado, and eventually Utah, and eventually California. So join us as we take the trip. If we see anything interesting, we'll be sure to let you know.
Yep.
All right, let's go.
Hey there, I'm Rose.
And I'm Dan. And we are the Half-Assed Travelers.
We arrived a few hours ago at the Bobcat Creek RV Park in Sayre, Oklahoma. And it's a very small park. It's really nice though. It's off the highway enough where you don't hear the noise. And it's got the necessary amenities. It's got a laundry room over there. It's got full hookups. You get a picnic table, little grass area in between the sites. And there is a little hiking trail that takes you out to there's a little pond and a nice kind of nature walk. There's a small playground for the kids, but there's also one feature that we're hoping we don't need because there is a severe storm watch for this area of Oklahoma tonight. And if you're not familiar with Oklahoma, they have a problem sometime with tornadoes. So right behind me is something we hope we don't have to use. That is the tornado shelter. If the sirens go off in town, then we were told that we need to go over to there to wait out the storm. So hopefully we won't be needing that. We were just planning on staying here as a stopover on our way up into the mountains. And hopefully it's gonna be uneventful. So we'll touch base back with you in the morning.
Yeehaw!
Rose, what do you got there?
Free 72-ounce steak.
Yeah. One of our viewers mentioned that we should stop by the Big Texan because they had great steak and they had that 72-ounce steak special. Unfortunately, we're going to be going by there more like breakfast time than lunchtime or dinner time, so we're going to have to pass on this trip. One of the things I did want to remind you, I forgot to mention yesterday in that RV park, the Bobcat Creek RV Park does not have bathrooms or a bathhouse. So keep that in mind when you're trying to decide where you want to be. The price was right, so it was just an overnight stop, and we've got an early start this morning. Our route today is going to take and police are reported ahead. Good thing that we don't go anywhere near the speed limit. Thank you, Waze. All right, as I was saying, we're going to be entering Texas in a little bit here, and our route's going to take us through Amarillo. Now, we've got a stop plan just west of Amarillo along Route 66. If the weather holds, we're going to be able to go by there. After that, we're going to be continuing westbound into New Mexico towards Albuquerque, but before we get there, we're going to be taking a sharp turn north up towards Santa Fe. Now, we're going to be staying up there in the just north of Santa Fe tonight. So if all goes well, we should be there in, I don't know, about 6 or 7 hours, but for you, that trip's going to be much faster. If we see anything along the way, we'll let you know as always.
Happy Memorial Day!
Yeah, it is Memorial Day, isn't it? Rose has her
representing.
She's very patriotic. All right, we promised you a stop along Route 66, and here it is. I don't know if you can see this behind us, but this is Cadillac Ranch, just west of Amarillo, Texas. It's kind of like the Stonehenge of cars. People come here with cans of spray paint and they customize the cars and they leave their mark. So we're gonna go check it out. We heard this is like kind of one of those staples you gotta hit when you're going down Route 66. Without further ado,
Let's go check it out.
In case you had noticed, it's been raining a lot. So the path out to the cars is a little bit muddy. So a lot of people are using the path that's along the wheat. But seems dry enough now, right?
Yeah, it's good enough.
Rose loves getting her feet muddy anyway, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Perfect.
Hey, did you see that? Okay, I just hit a wet patch. All right, we're gonna join everybody on the wheat. Rose, what are you taking a picture of? The wheat? All right, well, the cars are all in the middle of the mud puddles. We're gonna get as close as we can. But if we were trying to spray paint on them, I think we would have, look at my shoe. I came prepared for walking in all seasons, and I've got my flip-flops on. True Floridian style. They've got receptacles here for all the used spray cans. That's a lot of spray paint. You can see all the layers of spray paint on these cars. Look at how thick. You can hardly tell what kind of car is under there anymore. All different years and models of Cadillacs, and it's really hard to tell what is what.
Look at our shoes. All full of wheat and mud. Yikes.
What are you doing, Rose?
Trying to get all this gunk off my shoes.
Oh, that's the trick, getting the mud off, right? Yeah, a little bit of gravel. There you go.
It was ridiculously ridiculous.
Yeah, it was a little muddy. There we go. I'm getting mine off really good.
Hey, careful with those ripples.
All right, so what do you think, Rose? Good to see you once? Yeah, it's an interesting sight to behold, but it's probably just a one-time visit, right, babe?
Yep.
All right, we're moving, continuing west. Good morning, half-ass travelers.
Good morning.
Well, this morning we are heading out in the Jeep. Where are we going, babe?
To Bandelier National Monument.
That's right. Rose picked this place out. She was searching online before the trip and saw this place and said, oh, we got to go there. That's one of the reasons we're staying in this area of New Mexico. There's a bunch of trails there, and there are Pueblo Indian dwellings carved into the rocks.
Yeah.
So we love those. We didn't really get a chance to see them when we went to Mesa Verde last time. Not up close anyway. Yeah. But these trails are supposed to be amazing. We've got 2 trails in mind. It's the day after Memorial Day, so we don't expect it to be too busy. So we should be no problem doing all that. We've got about a 45-minute drive out to the trailhead, and we're going right now. You ready, babe? Ready to do some hiking?
I sure am.
Let's do it.
What do you got there, hon?
This is the visitor center at the Bandelier National Monument, and this is all part of the National Park Service. So our America the Beautiful Pass works here. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. See, I just got verification, and we hardly ever do that because we're so half-assed. But independent verification that our annual pass works here. So now we're gonna get our equipment, and we're gonna hit the trail. All right, so we're all geared up. We've been told we really don't need hiking poles. There is options on this trail. There's a paved part that'll take us up to a bunch of the cliffside dwellings, but then there's also a unpaved that takes another, what do you say, a quarter mile each way? Yeah. So another quarter mile each way up this creek to go see the Alcove House. So we're thinking we're gonna do both of those.
Half mile.
Could be a half mile, I don't know. But we're ready.
We're ready.
Even though we're at 6,600 feet elevation, which is a lot higher than our usual, what, 0 in Florida, I think we'll do all right. What are you looking at, Rose?
It looks like maybe a cave dwelling.
It looks like they're all in the side. Look, there's another one over there to the right. I don't know if you can see that right over there. There's a...
Here, wait, you gotta look on this one.
Wow, they're all along the ridge up there.
I can, hold on.
Wow, so many. This is Big Kiva, and the sign here says that Frijoles Canyon, which is where we are, was occupied from 1150 to 1550 CE. And then here's a shot of the Kiva. Pretty cool. It says those were centers for religious and political life for the ancestral Pueblo people. Rose, you got to pay attention to this because I read somewhere that these are sacred. You don't want to be sitting on them, standing on them, messing with them in any way. Not sacred like that. There's another Kiva. You couldn't really see it from down there, but down where Rose is, these structures make an entire circle here. They go all the way around, right below these cliffs. Now all these dwellings are here. You can see them, but you're only allowed to go into the ones that have ladders. So we have to bypass all of these dwellings. I never realized there'd be so many. All these little houses had little rooms in them. What are you doing, Rose?
Taking a picture of the inside of the house.
Awesome. Rose, come on over here and tell me what this looks like. What do you see?
A toilet. A waterfall. Oh my gosh!
It took her a couple seconds to see it.
It's a skeleton.
Looks like the ceilings are all charred. Probably from fires in the houses. That's what it looks like to me. You know, it's not just the cliff dwellings that are beautiful. This is across the path from the cliff dwellings. Look at these rock formations. And we're seeing, it's that phenomenon where you see faces and animals and stuff in the shapes of the rocks and the stones. I'll put the name of it on the bottom of the screen. I put it on when we were in Antelope Canyon, I did, but yeah, there is an actual thing. There's a name for it. I can't pronounce it, but there's a name for it. We've reached our first ladder dwelling that we can go up into the dwelling. So, Rose brushed me aside and ran over there. Tell us what you see, Rose.
I'm officially a cave dweller.
Okay, let's see it.
It's a bunch of rooms. A whole... there's a teddy bear in here.
Okay, I'm coming up. All right. Three points of contact always. Wow, it's low in here.
It is. But so cool, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Different rooms. That's a teddy dog. Show them the teddy dog.
There she is, or he is.
Yes, you have to be pretty tiny to get in here, but very comfortable. There's a little alcove here too.
It's probably for cooking.
And I wonder what these holes were for. Probably for putting sticks in or some kind of, is there a hole across? There is. So they could have put a stick across here. That's what it looks like. I don't know. Yeah, this one's a little bit different because it's got those kind of like brick textured rocks on the sides, and it says that the cave Tiva is currently closed because somebody got in there and vandalized it. Oh. Somebody decided that they wanted to write their names on the ceiling. All right, and you know how we feel about that. Just take a hammer, smack yourself in the head, put us all out of our misery.
It's a no-no.
It's a no-no. After you get through the first line of houses, there is another line of houses, the long house, and that's about 400 feet down this path. We're still on the main loop. We haven't gone off the loop yet. Aren't we glad we came early in the day, Rose?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, the earlier you come, the more shade there is on these houses, so when you're walking, it keeps it nice and cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good idea. But we're not going to be in the shade for very long. All right, so this whole row has got to be what is known as the long house. You can see where they would have put timber, probably timber wood out to here. That's what it looks like they would use that for. There's these walls here. And then of course you've got the dwellings up on the cliffside. Yeah, we've seen these holes before. These look like they held some kind of scaffolding. We've seen timber builds where they pretty much had levels of scaffolding. You can see how high up they go. There's 2 or 3 levels here. Really cool. All right, we found our first example of a petroglyph, or at least something that we could know as a petroglyph because they've got it preserved behind this glass. Right there. Just some kind of design. But you could tell there's some kind of painting on all these walls. You just can't, it's chipped away, so we can't really tell what it was. There's a circle up there, huh? Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna whip out my phone and get a close-up of that.
Onto that too.
Yeah, because there's more petroglyphs here than meets the eye. All right, we left the cliff dwellings behind, and now we've come down back and joined the trail, and we have come to the point where the Alcove House Trail splits off the Loop Trail. And Rose is already, you can see she's already started. So excited. Half-mile level trail to the base of Alcove, 140-foot vertical ascent via ladder and stairs required to enter the alcoves. If you have a fear of heights, don't go. Nope. Or health conditions. Nope. Okay, you've been warned. Well, there is a bathroom down this trail. So if you need one, I don't think this is the same bathroom that the Pueblo people were using though. It's a little bit different. Well, those handrails up there tell me that we've arrived to the area of the Alcove House, and we're going to start our climb.
Wait, we got to climb?
Don't even act like you weren't told. Now you're definitely going to climb. They got this little information sign here, basically telling us that they're using these sites to determine how these people lived. This was once known as called the ceremonial cave, but now they think that it was not used solely for ceremonial purposes, and it could have been a house, another cliff dwelling home to a family. We spotted a chipmunk or a squirrel, not sure which. He's up there. pretty narrow. I'm already out of breath just watching you. This is a longer ladder.
Am I there yet?
This is the third long one. Good job, Rose. Rose, what do you got there?
A little hole.
The kiva. Yeah, there's a kiva up here.
Oh, not that, that.
Oh, there's a hole over there too. That's a little hole. Yeah, this is a big hole. But yeah, you can see we're inside the alcove, and it's just a cutout that's protected on the roof. There's some more rooms over there. You can see all of the holes where they would have had their scaffolding, and that beautiful view they had. Oh, that's $1 million view right there. Gorgeous. Well, what do you think, Rose? Was the climb worth it to come up here to the alcove?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. You got it. The word on the street is that it's worth the climb. And it is. Plus, we needed the exercise anyway, right? Well, we got to get acclimated to the altitude. We're getting ready to head up into some serious mountains.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, then. I guess that's on the to-do list.
All right, now we got to go back down. Easier going down? We'll let you know.
Probably a little slower.
Yeah, definitely slower. See, we weren't joking about the climb up here. It's pretty far down. So is it easier going down or coming up?
Definitely coming down.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Hey, Rose, look, we found a unicorn. Look. When's the last time you saw one of these?
Oh, yeah, true.
Well, we're back at the visitor center, and we're going to see if we get some information about this other trail that we were looking at.
Yeah.
As well as some other information. Looks like we're getting out just in the nick of time. They've just brought a busload of people in, so we try to get to these trails early so we can enjoy them like when they're not so crowded. But yeah.
And solitude.
Yeah, but we're on our way to the Tsankawi, I think he was pronouncing it.
Tsankawi.
But yeah, we hear that trail is a bit different than this one. We'll explain more later. Let's go. 11 miles back towards where we came from is the Tsankawi Loop Trail. This is the Tsankawi unit of the Bandelier National Monument. So there's nobody. I mean, look. When we left the other parking lot, it was packed, and this one is probably much less known. Now, we told you this trail is different than the last one. What's different about it, Rose?
Because we could do what we want when we want.
Yes, this is much more raw, he said. That's the word he used, raw. There's no, like, they didn't install any ladders.
Restrictions.
Yeah, there are some ladders you have to climb up, but there is a lot more access to these homes. Right. So we're going to judge that for ourselves.
We're going. Let's go.
Yeah. Rose, we've reached our first ladder.
Woo!
Here we go. This one looks more like the Flintstones.
Yeah. Yeah, Flintstones. That's a good one.
Well, that ladder brought us up here to this rock. I guess you'd call it a mesa. Flat slab of rock. But you can see all the holes are underneath this path. I'm really not sure which way we're supposed to go. We'll figure it out. Mind that cliff, Rose. There's little alcoves below us in the rocks, but yeah, we're up, kind of raised up a little bit. Well, we're definitely in the right place because there's a sign up here. You come up the rock here when you get to where the trail diverges. It's a little hard to find your way, but there is like a line of sand here. But then look at this. It's like it's been worn away by years of footsteps going up the trail. And there's also a sign a little further up I've already spotted, so you should be able to find your way, no problem. It's almost like a gutter that you're following up the trail. Look at that, hon.
Oh yeah.
They told us it gets very narrow up there near when you're going through the rocks. So, we'll check it out.
All right.
After you, babe.
I'm going up this way.
Oh. Rose is taking the path of least resistance. Good thing I have a narrow.
Me too.
I think I'm gonna have to go up and over this one though. All right, when you get to this part of the trail, you can go up through that narrow portion, or if you go around this way, there are ladders. All right, we took a vote. Rose is gonna try the narrow side. Rose is a lot narrower than I am.
It does get very, very narrow. But so cool.
There's a sign here basically showing that the Los Alamos National Laboratory is off there to the west, where they developed the first atomic bombs. And they're talking about how they cut off access to that sacred land to the Pueblan people, and they're still disputing that. Interesting. All right, we didn't have to worry about trying to find it. Trail left to the Pueblo. Oh, honey, did you see this? Love these little cactus flowers.
I have it, look.
Oh, yeah?
Hey.
Beautiful.
Yellow ones.
Yellow ones? Oh, those are blooming too.
They're everywhere.
Wow, very nice. So as long as you don't step in one.
Right.
All right, so here's the big payoff.
It's
it's nothing like the last ones. We got kind of spoiled. You could see when they mean raw, they mean raw. Look, this is all ruins. You remember that circular construction that we saw at the last place? This looks like another one of those. It's just not in as good a shape as the last one. Oh, that's a bummer. Rose is bummed, right? A little bit of a bummer. Still a beautiful trail. You got to see your cactus flowers. Those are the first of many. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of those.
Yeah.
We just spotted the turnaround point of the trail down there. You can see that snaking its way back underneath where we're standing. And look at this view. Rose is stretching before we do the final portion of this hike. Look, we have to go down this ladder. There's a little dwelling over there. And there's going to be more dwellings on the end of on the return of the tour. Apparently we've been walking on top of them, so we should be seeing more on the way down. So that'll be a little bit more excitement on this hike than that Pueblo ruins. All right, this is the technical section, because this is, the camera's directly above my head. I know it doesn't look like much on camera, but it is very not easy. As you look down along the cliff, you can see all the holes and all the dwellings down there, as well as footholds so they could get up and down. Anybody home? Anybody home? Ooh. Okay. A little alcove there, some windows. Wow, this has all the comforts of home. All right, the Pueblo up top may have been a little disappointing, but this makes up for it. Look at how gorgeous this is. Holy mackerel. What a view. All right, we finally
all petroglyphs, look.
Yeah, we finally found some petroglyphs. They're going to be hard to make out, but they're here. The one that's easiest to make out is that kind of like butterfly shape, maybe an axe or something in the top. Can't tell. Here's some more petroglyphs. Some spirals, and this over here looks to me like a bird. That could just be me. Okay, now that I see these, that wasn't a bird, that was another person drawing. That's almost identical to that one. And there's the spiral I was talking about. Looks like some characters. This rock is completely covered in petroglyphs. This is narrow, very narrow. All right, here's the holes that would have held up the roof on this little alcove area, which is right outside the door of this little abode. Now, it's too small for me to go in, but I'm going to show you what's in there. You can go in, Rose. I don't know. You can be able to get in there? It looks like there's rooms in there. You want to give it a try?
I'll give it a try.
There's another house, a big one. Wow. Another residence up there. That's one of the great things about this portion. You can actually see and go up and get a feel for how these people lived. I would have been out of breath every time I came home. As we look back on the trail, the trail went up that way, but you can see we missed that one, that one, that one, and then past the one with the rafters, there's another house up there with windows. There's so many homes here. And even up in the top of the rocks, you can see the cutouts. This is a whole community. The trail's going to take us over there, over those orange ones. You can see the houses are underneath. We're not going to be able to see it because we're going to be on top of them. Yeah. But we know they're there. Rose, how you feeling?
Like I'm on my last leg. Dehydrated.
This, I don't care what you say, this is a strenuous trail. I'm not going to lie. And it's very technical too, with those places where it's very narrow and you're going down. You got to watch your step, every step. But the payoff is worth it. We made it back to Ruby. Barely. Oh my God.
Sitting never felt so good.
Yeah. We said that was a strenuous trail. It's either that or it's the other almost 3 miles of hiking we did before this.
I want to tell you how far we went. Hold on.
I would definitely recommend that you do these trails on separate days unless you're in really good trail shape. It was a little bit hard on the knees and the ankles going down in those narrow passages. Sometimes hard to keep your balance. But other than that, we were disappointed at first with the Pueblo being in the condition it was, but as soon as we got on the back part of that trail and we got down along the cliff faces and we saw all those cliff houses and the petroglyphs, especially the petroglyphs, that was really cool.
Yeah.
And we had access to all of those homes, so we got a chance to go inside.
Except the one on the bottom, which was pretty cool, but there's no way.
Yeah, we couldn't get to that one. But yeah, so that one's good. As far as the other trail goes, I think we enjoyed that one a little bit more. The majesty of those cliffs, as well as the houses and the condition of the trail. The trail was very easily accomplished. 13,000 steps we've done. I don't even think that's right. I think that was cheating us too. Yeah, so highly recommend both of these hikes. Just, I don't know if I would do them on the same day like we did. There's also there's a waterfall hike by the first hike we did, but we heard that one's also about the same distance as this one, so I don't know if I would do those both on the same day. But that's fine because that gives you more stuff to come here and do. So when we come back, we have at least one hike we haven't done before.
Yeah.
All right, now we're headed back to the RV park. We're going to show you a bit of the RV park when we get there. I'm not sure how many of you are interested in the RV section, wanting to see the RV parks. There's not much to it anyway, so we're going to show you that in just a bit. So we've arrived back at the RV park, and I'm going to put that in quotes, RV park, because let's talk about this. That building over there is the Ohkay Hotel and Casino, and it is a...
it's okay.
Very good, Rose. It's okay. They don't have table games in there. They have slots in there, and they have like the virtual blackjack and all that stuff. We went in and checked it out last night. We won
$12.
$12, baby. Not bad for a half hour of play. God, we're going to take all their money if we keep going.
Woo!
All right, let's talk about the RV park real quick. This is the newest RV park in Española. Española is a town just north of Santa Fe in New Mexico. And as you can see back here, they've got full hookups, but it's a gravel parking lot. Now, the one good thing is they're very wide spaces. Like our RV and the Jeep is in the space, and there's room for another Jeep. So the spaces are very wide. Don't expect picnic tables or anything. This is more like for an overnight stay or for doing what we're doing, which is going out and exploring the area. And that's why we stayed here. There was an RV a little bit further, closer to Santa Fe, an RV park that we want to stay at. It was full. They recommended we come up here.
The only downside is that we're near the main road and you can hear everything at night.
And that is a definite downside, but there is a good side because you can use the amenities in the casino, and they have a pool and jacuzzi. And after the hike we did today, I think we're going to be needing that jacuzzi. What do you think? Yeah, it's a definite possibility. All right, but we're going to end the video here because tomorrow we're going to be driving up north into Colorado and into the mountains.
Ouray.
To Ouray, yes, up by Telluride, Colorado. So you're definitely going to want to catch that video. If you enjoyed this video, we hope you consider subscribing and leave us a like because it really helps the algorithm. And if you share it with others, then more people get to see it. And
Facebook and Instagram.
don't forget Facebook and Instagram if you want to know where we are in almost real time. Anything else, babe?
Nope.
All right, we'll see you in the next video.